Don't forget, grab your copy. We'll be talking about On Power more and more and why it matters. Why talking about liberty and unalienable rights outside of the context of power is effectively meaningless. And so why this is a necessary discussion, one that far too often is not avoided, but it's missed. It's missed. And as I researched the book and I looked at the history of liberty, believe it or not, the definition of liberty and rights and the definition of rights and so forth, what's interesting is there are no clear definitions without a context. And you got to have a context. And so many of the battles we're fighting for liberty and for unalienable rights, for property rights, for family, and so forth and so on, are missing a key ingredient. And that's his whole discussion of power. And I don't mean in a surface level or superficial way. I mean in a very significant way, as you'll see when you read the book. And I break down power into negative power, soft negative power, positive power, soft positive power. Sometimes they overlay, and I explain that as well. What all of that means, it means more than you might think, and its applications and how it's instituted, and the efforts to undo positive power, and how that's instituted, that we are a trajectory that is more negative power than positive power. Why we think a certain way and our enemies think another way, and what is the way that they think, what is it based on, and what is what we think based on. All these things are important if we're going to win this debate. It's just not enough to say the usual things, the usual bromides and so forth. We got to really get into it, and we can get into it a very significant way, an understandable way, compelling and interesting and entertaining, I think, and then come out of it more able to debate, to promote our ideas, and institute our belief systems. That's the whole point of the book On Power. I hope you'll grab your copy. It comes out next Tuesday, but you can get a pre-ordered copy on Amazon. It's heavily discounted because that's what they do with pre-orders and new books. It's less than $20. That's a pretty damn good value, I think.
For all this and much more, sign up for Levin TV.